Hey there. How's it going, everyone? You hear me okay? Let's just get that out of the way first. Testing one, two, three. Hello, hello, hello. How's it sound, guys? It coming through okay? Testing one, two, three. You could put a one in the chat box or something. Okay, we're seeing come in. Hello, everyone out there. You hear me okay? Okay, great. Okay, awesome, guys. And coming in and get ready to take a few easy notes here. This is a really amazing presentation, and believe me, guys, this is a lot different from some of the other webinars that I've shared with you in the last couple of months. And for one thing, it's like a lot easier than everything else that I've shown you. There's a lot less to sort of wrap your brain around. Not that doesn't mean it's any less of a good thing. In fact, it makes it better. Also, there is, I want you to know there is an offer at the end, but it's not anywhere near as expensive as some of the other offers that I've shown you recently in these webinars. In fact, I think everybody can probably afford this, but that's not even the main thing. The main thing is the amazing technique that we're going to see today. So get yourself strapped in, get some, pencil and paper or something to drink, but I'm going to go ahead and turn things over now to my special guest, Rachel Rofé. Rachel, take it away.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. First, let's just quickly do a sound check. If you guys can hear me, can you please just type in yes? And Hugh, for some reason, I'm having a hard time finding my cursor here on my Mac. So if you could just let me know what people are saying, that would be great.
John says he hears you okay. Everyone can hear Rachel okay? Let's just get a one or a response in the chat box if you don't mind giving me that courtesy of just letting me know if you can hear Rachel. I really appreciate it.
Perfect. And I'm just going to move this little thing over real quick.
Looks like people are hearing you okay, Rachel.
Perfect. Okay, just getting a quick drink of water. Guys, I'm apologizing in advance. I got really sick last week, and I'm mostly better, but I'm still every once in a while you might hear my voice sounding nasally or something. So sorry in advance. But the good news is I have a really fun presentation planned for you today. So what we're going to go over is how you can make daily sales on the world's biggest e-commerce sites like Amazon and Etsy and eBay, without spending any money upfront at all. So the big idea here, I know that was just a lot of words that I just threw out, but the big idea is basically I'm going to share with you a system that I've been using to have products that you can sell without physically needing to own the products. You basically come up with very simple text-based designs, which I'm going to show you how to do. Put them on top of products like mugs and t-shirts and posters, all types of things. Put them on sites, big e-commerce sites, and then as customers buy them, the products are created on demand and then shipped, drop shipped from the United States to your customers. So you don't need to actually own any inventory, you don't need to buy anything up front. It's very much like super risk-free, let's get going, listing items kind of thing. And Hugh mentioned how you guys have been doing some other presentations, and I know what the standard thing normally is that presenters go and give you the big kind of spiel about their rags to riches and all this, but you're going to see that I like to get kind of right into the content really quickly. I want to have a lot of valuable information for you. So what I do want to show you is that basically I have results with what I'm going to share with you, because I don't want it to, I want you to understand that I know what I'm talking about here. Here is, and then we're going to dig right into the content. But here is my screenshot from today. You can see I took it today, October 18th, from the last 30 days, $11,637 in sales in the last 30 days for something that I don't even put in an hour a week on, really. I mean, this is very passive. It's why, well, you'll see more when I explain more about it. Super simple, and that's just on Amazon. I actually also do the same thing on eBay and Etsy. You can see here some of my screenshots, and then other websites as well. So there's a lot I'm going to share with you about how I'm able to do this, and not just me. I mean, we have so many people now getting awesome results with this system. I'm really pumped to share it with you. So what you'll need to know going forward with this presentation first, I do talk fast sometimes, and the fact that I'm not feeling the best, I might be, I'm going to do my best so that you can understand me, but make sure your distractions are closed and you're giving this your full attention so that you can get everything possible out of this, because I promise you it's an awesome presentation here that I've planned for you. There's so much to learn, and you're going to walk away knowing exactly how to do exactly what the system is and how you can make money with it. So I'm going to get a quick drink of water here. Okay, so why the system rocks, why you're going to want to pay attention. The cool thing about this is, first of all, I'm going to be sharing with you the system is a way that you can basically get to leverage these websites that have so much traffic. If you look at Amazon, it's one of the most popular websites there is, and Etsy and eBay have tons of traffic, other sites like this. You're basically getting to leverage their traffic and get in front of thousands of people without having to pay for it. You don't have to pay for ads, you don't have to bother with search engine optimization, you don't have to do anything really. You just very simply put up a product and have the opportunity to get in front of lots of customers. You also don't need to be, you don't need to make great designs. So what I'm going to share with you, I mentioned, is we're going to be doing these text-based designs. So with just words that you'll use, like text spinners, very easy things I'll give you examples on. And you just put them on top of the products, like mugs and the posters and pillowcases and things, T-shirts, and you put them on Amazon. You don't need to make great designs. You don't need to be creative. You don't need to be artistic. I mean, it's crazy simple to do. You also don't need to spend money. As I mentioned, you don't have to pay for ad costs or anything like that. This is all very risk-free. No inventory, no ad costs, super simple. You can spend very, very little time on it. As I mentioned, I put in less than an hour a week on this system, and it's one of the very few things that actually is set it and forget it. And I know that phrase gets used a lot, and it's kind of overused, but this really is this type of thing where you put up your product listings, you move on, and you start getting lots of sales. And the process is extremely simple. We have all kinds of kids doing it, people I think as young as 7 years old working on it. And the last pretty cool thing is it creates passive income. You can see here in just one day all my emails coming in from Amazon throughout the day, a new sale, a new sale, a new sale, from items that I just posted once. And that was just Amazon. You can see in the background we have eBay and Etsy, and it's not just me who's getting great results with this. Here's a screenshot from one guy who said he picked up, I have a system, which I'll explain to you in a second, as Hugh mentioned. He watched the videos late into the night, and he created his campaign early in the morning, and made a sale before noon that day. And now it's time for you to enjoy this too. That's what we're going to cover. So my system is a 7-step system. I call it the low-hanging method.
Excuse
and it's
me,
really,
Rachel?
Yeah.
I'm really sorry to interrupt you, but I'm getting a lot of people that are saying like they are expecting to see the slides in full screen mode, and it looks like you're showing it in PowerPoint mode. I'm sorry, but it's multiple people are complaining about this, so I don't know if that's something you meant to do or if it was just...
No, you should be seeing the big screen. I don't know why you're not. Let me see here if I can adjust that.
I'm very sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to...
No, I'm glad that it's, at least we know. Okay, let me see here if I do stop showing screen and change it. One sec.
Thanks for bearing with us, everyone. We'll try and get it... everything hooked up.
Absolutely. Okay, for some reason it's not letting me. I'll just completely unplug my monitor. Maybe that will help. Okay. Do you see? Let's see here. Is this better?
Now we see PowerPoint. So yeah, now we see the full screen. Okay, now we got it. Very good. Excellent. Okay, got to screen it like you did. And then
Perfect. Yeah, I just wanted to move out that screen. Great.
That's it.
Is everything else perfecto?
Thank you.
Sure. Would it be helpful if I quickly went through? I guess you don't really need the other slides, or do you want to see them real quick?
I think we're ready to go into the 7-step system.
Let's do it. All right. So the low-hanging method, as I was saying, is 7 steps, and it's really very formulaic. I like to drill things down to make them as simple as possible, and I have a big outsourcing background, and so I like to just make things as systemized as possible to just kind of hand off and not worry about it. with this system, you just follow the steps, you're going to make money, and you really can't do it wrong. So I'm going to, in the next hour together, I'm going to give you as much as I can, and there is a lot that we're going to cover. Obviously, I can't cover everything in an hour, but I'll tell you some of the things we're going to cover are, I'm going to show you how you can make ugly designs that sell like gangbusters on sites like Amazon and eBay, how you can find winning concepts in seconds, how you can sell hundreds of products without ever touching inventory or having to buy anything, how to get items sent from the United States and some in Europe on your behalf, how you can get your products listed and selling even if you have absolutely no experience, how you can scoop up tons of low-hanging sales in the upcoming holiday season. I mean, now we're like perfectly primed right now with Christmas about to come, so many orders coming through. This is really the perfect time. How you can make daily sales without spending any money up front, and you're going to walk away knowing exactly how you can get started with this system. My commitment to you is that at the end of this, you're going to learn exactly how you can make daily sales on the world's biggest e-commerce sites without spending any upfront money whatsoever. And of course, I am making some big promises. I know that some of those bullet points are pretty big, and there's a lot that we want to cover. So as Hugh mentioned, there's going to be an offer at the end, and really, I don't even want you to consider it unless you feel like I fulfilled my promises with what I just shared that I'm going to give you. And if I don't, then, like I said, don't even worry about it, but I know that I am, and there's actually a lot more to cover with you too. I'm excited to get going. So if this all sounds good to you, I'm going to take a quick drink of water and some tea here. I got some throat coat tea ready to go. I have 2 tea bags in there. Just type in yes. Hugh, please let me know what people say, and we'll get going.
Oh, yeah, everybody's really interested, and I'm interested too. I want to do this stuff this year.
It's really, really fun. This is actually kind of my fun when I'm kind of tired but I want something fun to do. This is what I do.
Cool.
Okay, yes.
And you're only putting in an hour to a week, and you're just doing those kind of sales. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I don't even put in an hour many weeks. There's weeks where I just don't do anything at all. A lot of it is just from my existing listings, or I try to I'll try to maximize, and I'll explain when I get to that point, like what I'm saying now, but
Sure.
It'll make more sense. But it's really, really awesome. I've been really excited to see how easy this could be, and I'm surprised more people don't do it.
Yeah. Right. Well, okay. More for us, then, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so step 1, the first step is to basically come up with a concept. So come up with something to put on top of products and sell. And the cool thing about this is you really can't mess up. Now, the way that I kind of make the system is you don't need to worry about making bad designs or doing all this intense niche research and analysis or whatever. It's really, you just make a zillion designs, you throw them at the wall and see what sticks. So no pressure whatsoever.
Cool.
And just, and to show you kind of how true that is, look at these mugs here. These are on the Amazon bestseller list. They have been sold several thousand times, all of them. And they're all just text-based. If you look at them, the middle one has terrible grammar. The one on the right looks pixelated. They've been sold over and over and over, because the thing is, mugs especially, and you can do this with mugs, t-shirts, necklaces, pillowcases, posters, all kinds of things. But a lot of these are impulse buys, and people might think that something's funny or sentimental, so they'll pick it up. Usually, I price the mugs usually at $14.95, and boom, you can get so many easy sales. So I really want to just show you that you don't need to have any kind of Leonardo da Vinci masterpieces. This is perfect.
Awesome.
Yes, totally. So I'm going to go over a couple different ways that you can come up with concepts for your designs. First one we will go through is Google. I'm actually going to get off of the PowerPoints here and take you over to Google to show you how we do this. Okay. So as I said, we don't need to do analysis into finding niches or anything like that. You just kind of decide what you want to play with and then just go with it. So, for example, let's say I want to do something with crocheting. I'm just going to make something up. What I would normally do if I want to start getting some ideas about crocheting is I will look for a complementary niche. And so it might be, if I was doing basketball, for example, I'd look for things in soccer or, you get it, because I don't want to take existing designs, but I'd love to find inspiration from complementary niches, change it up a little bit, and have different phrases and things that I can put on cups. So right now I'm on Google Images. It's images.google.com. And I'm just going to do a search for, if I'm going to do crocheting, I'm going to do a search for, let's say, funny knitting memes. And I'm going to get a ton of different design ideas here, and I'm going to see what I could put on my design file. So let's look at these. Okay, this first one. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You said on my knitting, prepare to die. Okay, so I would at this point open up a design file. I won't do that here and waste your time, but you can't do the Inigo Montoya is a it's not my, it's like it's a whatchamacallit, it's a commercial thing, but you said on my crocheting, prepare to die. You could totally do that, right? That would be a very easy concept you could make. You could do something like, okay, what do you mean crocheting doesn't count as exercise? Excuse me. That would be another design that another like text that you could basically put up, spin to make it look good, and throw it on top of a mug. I don't always crochet, but when I do, I crochet lace while watching a movie in the dark. I mean, this is like super, super simple. One does not simply stop crocheting in the middle of a row. I think you have rows with crocheting. So you see here, I mean, I just went over, 5 in the span of like less than a minute. And that's just with one thing. I'm putting in funny knitting memes. I could do, or you could do sentimental knitting memes. We could do funny knitting quotes, funny knitting pictures. If we do, let's say, funny knitting mugs. Here's a bunch of other ones. I have a sharp stick and a lot of balls. Be afraid. Are we going to say something? Actually, I'm going to quickly do something here too. But were you going to say something, Hugh?
No, I was just, so you've already got like a lot of the text is already done for you. You just go and search for it.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't always like just take the same exact phrase or something. I'll usually go and play around with it. But what I like about finding the complementary niches is you're not just like copying people's images directly. You're just going, or their phrases. You're basically getting inspiration from the complementary niches. And it's really like so simple to do it that way.
Right. Because there's millions of those out there, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a zillion. You can see how many we went through that quickly, and I mean, there's rows and rows and rows and rows. And so we could do them. We could look for mug. We could look for shirt. We could look for all kinds of things.
You could just make a list of like 100 of them, and then just make 100 mugs and put them out there without. You don't have to spend anything, and somebody's going to like some of them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's all kinds of things that I'm surprised that people are into, but they're into it. I mean, it's the simplest things. If you look at these bestsellers, I mean, it really, like, it's amazing to me.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is one. And here we could do, like, crocheting. It's not a hobby. It's a post-apocalyptic life skill. Crochet happens, although I guess knit happens has a better rhyme. But, okay, you get it. So that's the first thing that you could do. You could also go on Pinterest as another example. Mm-hmm. So one of the things here, I'm going to do an example, funny knitting quotes. And what I like to do, there's a free Pinterest extension for Google Chrome. It's called Pinterest Sort, I think. Let me grab it here. Yeah, Pinterest Sort. And I'm just going to sort these results by repins. And basically what this is telling me is the quotes that are the pins on Pinterest that are around funny knitting quotes, what people have opted to pin to their wall the most, because this tells me that these phrases are things that people love. So here we go with, I finally learned how to knit socks. I also am accepting orders. Okay, you could totally do, I finally learned how to crochet socks. I also am accepting orders. You know, I love that. I said to myself, I need to do something besides crochet today. Then I laughed and laughed. That would be awesome. And so here's the thing, what I was alluding to before, but I know I'm a little sick, so I'm not as like clear as I could be. But when I was saying like how you can make it, you can really maximize, because I could say, I said to myself, I needed to do something besides play basketball today. Then I laughed and laughed. Right. I needed to do something besides whatever, right? And so a lot of times I will just have one design and then I'll just put it across a zillion different niches. And so we can have tons of products very easily.
Very
Okay.
smart.
If only you knew. Yeah, I mean, it's like this stuff is so simple. This one I think would be awesome. If you only knew how much swearing was stitched into your hand crocheted gift. I love that. Um, and this one, perfect for a mug, right? Nothing says I know how to party like sitting at home on a Friday night and knitting and crocheting and drinking coffee. Perfect. And so pages and pages here. Same thing with the Google images. We could type in mug, shirts, fake quotes, whatever, and get crazy amounts of ideas. So that's that. And then, of course, you could also, just another way, because as I mentioned, there's zillions of ways to find concepts, but here's a tool I have in beta that goes through and it looks at websites to see what has been sold the most or viewed the most, depending on what the API does with the website, to get even more ideas. For here, for example, I put in funny knitting mug, and it brings to me the top selling funny knitting mugs on Amazon, which is cool because people are then basically voting with their wallets. And so even if you don't have this particular tool, you could go and look on the bestseller lists and open up different things and look at the bestseller rankings. But I swoon over big balls. That could be something that you put on a crochet mug. This one, it's hard to see the entire picture, but I'm working on my PhD, projects half done in crocheting. Okay, that totally works, right? So we have a bunch of different things we could do here. At eBay, it sorts, as I said, it's in beta, but there's a bunch of things here that sorts by how many sold. Etsy, if I'm sitting, I'm knitting. If I'm sitting, I'm crocheting. I mean, I guess it matches better with the knitting, but it could still work. Need more yarn. I mean, I know it's just crazy to see crocheting juice. And that would be perfect too. It's just nuts to see how many ideas there are, and then when you see how quickly you can come up with these concepts, it's incredible.
There's no
So
end.
that's that. Sorry?
There's no end to the pre-configured ideas that you can tap into out there.
Exactly. And then if you if you feel like you're someone who's not creative, it doesn't matter. I mean, it really doesn't matter because you can come up with all these ideas so quickly. And then the other thing is you can also take existing designs. So if you're someone who has tried, let's say, selling T-shirts before, and the traditional model with that is you pay for advertising to your T-shirts and then you either sell or you don't, and it's hard to make money. Now, I have seen a lot of designs that would be hideous on a T-shirt, and you can't really justify spending ad money on them, but you can throw it on a mug because all you're doing is putting the picture on the mug, putting it on Amazon. Even if you don't sell tons of them, if you sell like one every once in a while, you're still making money. So that's another thing that you can do to get even more concepts. Just quickly throw them up there.
Excellent.
Yes. So to recap this and give you some things to remember. So the first thing is we want to look for products where groups of people are buying versus random ideas. And so what I mean by that is the way that I share about how to list products is we want people to type in, let's say, funny crocheting mug or crocheting mug. And because they're going with their wallet, they're ready to buy a crocheting mug or a funny crocheting mug. And I want you to serve that market versus coming up with random ideas that you think are cute because it's going to be harder for people to find those mugs. So we're going after the groups of people who are buying. And again, you don't have to copy completely. You can make variations. You can change things around. And then you can change out words to make brand new designs. So I love to knit. I didn't even know I used that example there. I love to knit becomes I love to crochet. And start with word-based designs, which is what I'm about to, which is one of the next steps, actually. I'm going to show you how you can do these word-based design images. You can certainly add images later on. Some of the things that you can do with images are insanely easy. It's amazing how much opportunity there is out there, really. But just start with the simplest kind of path of least resistance. And if you feel blank, like if you don't even know what niche to start with, then just go to the bestseller lists or go to trending lists on different sites, and you'll get limitless amounts of ideas. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to get another drink of water / throat coat tea, but if you guys enjoy that and you're ready for step 2, then please type in the box. You let me know what they say, please.
Mm-hmm. Guys ready for the next step, which I'm going to assume is how to publish the products, I'm guessing. Everybody
Not yet, but it's coming.
Okay. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's good. So you guys ready for that? Let me see a 1 in the chat box if I could. All right, we got lots of ones coming in. Everybody's ready.
All right, awesome. Great. So the next step is to make a great design. And this is so simple. Here's a screenshot in the background from the Amazon bestseller list of just whenever I happen to take the screenshot. But you can see that these are like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 most popular mugs. These are mugs that are selling thousands of mugs. They're almost all text-based. I blacked out a couple of them because there was cursing. I didn't want to offend anyone, but look how simple these things are. Excuse me. And here, so I mentioned I have a product, we have a Facebook group for it, and people are posting in there all the time. Here's someone, she said she searched for the #1 novelty coffee mug on Amazon. Here's what she got. It just said meh. Unbelievable, right? Excuse me. I mean, yeah, this is it's nuts how much opportunity is out there. So I also want to show you some examples of mugs that I've created to give you some ideas, and then I'll walk you through how you can create your designs. Here's one that I've done. And this is actually a good spin on making variations of things. So I had originally looked for a funny mug for boyfriend or something, and I saw a mug that said, "You're the luckiest guy in the world. I would love to be dating me." And so
Uh-oh, you still there? It sounds like you disappeared or you got lost in the GoToWebinar. Can you guys hear me okay?
Much time needed. But this sold like crazy. It sold like crazy on Father's Day. And this is still a really good general mug that sells constant. We get very consistent sales with this. So we have the dad, we have the mom, and then I also changed it. Variations. You're the luckiest teacher in the world. I'd love to have me as a student. You'll be surprised at how many people search for like gifts for a teacher. You could do the same thing. You're the luckiest client in the world. I'd love to have me as a, I don't know, artist, or I'd love to have me as a blogger, whatever it is, or copywriter. That would be a good one. I mean, there's just so many different things that you could do with this one concept that you could even drill deep with one concept and come up with another 10 ideas right away. Mm-hmm. Another one that I made with a text spinner. I do this for the money, said no policeman ever. So, right? So now we have that one. You can put that, you can do firefighter, any kind of civil servant job, really, and you get another bunch of mugs. And this was just with that, sorry?
Musician.
Yeah, exactly.
Bass player.
I do this. Yeah, exactly. And then you could also do like, I do this for the respect, said no blank ever. Like there's so many different things where there's, for the accolades, said no woodworker ever.
That's
Excuse me. One more sip of water. Yeah. Okay. Here's another one. My brain has too many tabs open. And this is just something you just like put in the text and then you hit a button. It'll spin the text for you and it'll come up in different shapes and things.
Nice.
And yeah, it's really awesome. The main tool that I love to do this is a tool called WordSwag. It's an app on your smartphone, and if you don't have a smartphone, don't worry about it. It's I'm going to show you another example with a desktop-based tool that you can use. But this one, WordSwag, is $4.99, one-time fee. It's not monthly or anything, and you can make limitless designs. So here's how it works. Obviously, I can't do this. I can't show you in real time on my phone, so I took a bunch of screenshots. But the way it works is you start, and you choose your background. So I choose a transparent background so that we can easily lay the design over different products, which I'll show you how to do. And there's going to be a section that says double tap me to change text. So you just double tap that text and you put in whatever you want. So for this, I put this is an awesome example. And then you can choose from different types of fonts. So here's just 4 of the fonts. There's all kinds. And you just pick and choose what you want. And it'll take that text and it'll spin it like that. This is an awesome example. And then here's another font. Then here's another one. And within each font, you can press, there's a little pair of dice. You can press the dice and then have that font come up in all kinds of different variations.
That's pretty cool.
You can change the colors. It's crazy cool. Like I'm sick now, as I've said a zillion times, but I'm getting excited. I'm just kind of rising above the sick when this pumps me up. It's so freaking easy.
I like that
and then you just,
little gimmick. I'd like to know the one that's on a computer too, so it's not a smartphone if you have an app for that.
Yeah, that's coming next. Got you covered. Yeah, so then the picture's done. You save it to the camera roll. Perfect. That's all you need to do. And then next I'm going to show you the desktop one for PicMonkey. So PicMonkey is, excuse me, yeah, it's another really good site. It's a free site, or you can pay $4.99 a month for no ads and I think a couple other things. I pay for it just because I love the tool. But the way this works is you just go over to Design, and we're going to do a transparent canvas, just like with the word swag. Hit Apply, and then you go over to Text. And we're just going to add text here. Now, let's see one of these examples. I said to myself, I need to do something besides knit today. Crochet today, and then I laughed and laughed.
I'd like to put in those of you who have my VidWorks software, we have almost exactly the same picture editor in VidWorks that you can use.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I might actually make another software with just the picture editor for people.
I'm actually working on that right now because it's just so cool. I mean, and a lot of people don't like this. I don't love smartphone myself. Like, I do the word swag because I love it on there, but I'd love to have something desktop. So, okay, I just put in the text. There's a bunch of different font stuff here. I clicked unkempt. If we wanted, we could do something where we take one word and we make it red. I actually like to stick with black and white. The thinking behind that being that we're going for mass market here. We're not going for specialty stores or anything. And so you saw the mugs that I was showing you. Most of them are black and white because with the mass market, the less or the more generic you can be, the less chance you have of kind of disconnecting anybody. For example, if I made this all pink text, if someone doesn't like pink, they're disconnected. They're not going to buy it. Black and white, it's hard to offend people with that. So the reason why I formatted it like this, and I could just put it all in one paragraph or something, but I did this because I put crochet in its own line because this way I can easily go back after I save this one and say play basketball, scrapbook, whatever else. So here I'm just going to, I'll make this fold. Okay, I mean we can make it a little bit bigger, but I think this is really pretty perfect, seeing what gets sales. So I'm going to crop this a little bit. And apply, and boom, now I have an image. I'm going to hit save.
Mm-hmm.
Crochet example, save that to computer. Perfect. And now we're good. We have an image ready to go. And I mean, there's countless ways to get designs. So I've went over WordSwag, I went over PicMonkey. Of course, you could hire people if you wanted. But I don't recommend doing that until you're making money. I want path of least resistance. But you could also use clip art. You could use stock images. I'm forever astounded at how easy it is to make money with this type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to recap, and then also some of the things to remember. First, again, we want to start with a simple word-based designs. There's no need to spend money on anything until you're making sales. I don't want you to have to spend any extra money until you've proven that this works. Simpler the better, and intricate and fancy is less mass market. If later on you see that you're doing really well, you want to scale up, maybe make a special Shopify store or something, which you don't need to do, go for it. But right now we're going for broad appeal, so let's make it as simple as possible.
Awesome.
Now, hopefully you guys like that. Yeah, I'm going to get more water, fill out my water, and see if you can let me know if people are ready for step 3. That would be awesome.
Okay, guys, what do you say? Ready for step 3? Give me a 3 in the chat box.
Ah.
All right.
There's 4 of it. Now I get it.
3. All right. I think
Awesome.
we're ready to move on.
Great. I'm going to have a little more throat coat tea. I see my throat's kind of closing up a little.
Take care of that.
Ah, thank you. Oh my gosh. I was really on the upswing. I don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Okay. Next step is to launch your product, launch your design on usegearbubble.com. And this is where you can basically start having your products ready to go. So let me actually take you over there and show you how it works. You just go on usegearbubble.com. You're going to get a screen that looks like this. And you click on Launch Campaign. And you're going to see a bunch of different products that you can take your design and put it on. So we have mugs, necklaces, bracelets, shirts, phone cases, all types of things. I've been talking about mugs mostly, but you can take that one design and have 9 different products to sell. Actually, the hats and beanies, I wouldn't probably do as much. So let's just say 7 different products, just because sometimes nothing else is an approval process, and because we're going for path of least resistance, this is super simple. So I'm going to do coffee mug. I'm going to hit next step. And I'm going to upload that design that I saved from PicMonkey. So we have crochet example. And by the way, here you can do metallic, pink mugs, you can do silver, gold, but it's not what I usually recommend. But you could also do color changing mugs, 15-ounce mugs, you can put things on black mugs. There's all types of things. So we have the design right here. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger because I want it to show in a thumbnail. And great. Now, this is the very basic thing. By the way, like if we remind me to tell you about, when we get the question section about personalized mugs, because I mentioned $14.95 is what I charge for most mugs. If you start doing personalized mugs, which are crazy simple to do, you can charge $29.95, $13.95. Super cool.
Wow.
I'm going to also hit, yeah, it's really fun. I'm going to hit duplicate image on back here so that the same image shows up on the back, and I'm going to hit next step. And then I just put in the campaign title. So I'm just going to say crochet today. I'm just going to show you the very simple thing. You can put in a description if you want. I'm going to skip category, skip tags, campaign link, doesn't really matter. We just put in a URL here. So I'm just going to put in any random text. And it doesn't matter. You can keep it at $19.95, but I'm going to put it at $14.95, and I'll explain why in a second. But okay, I'm just going to leave it by it now. I'm going to leave this evergreen. And I'm going to click I have read and agreed to the terms of service, and I'm going to launch the campaign. And the reason why I leave it at $14.95 is because sometimes even just listing things on Gearbubble and not even doing anything else, not even putting it on other sites, you sometimes get sales. I mean,
Really?
not like all the time. Yeah. I've gotten, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 sales from it.
Cool.
Okay. Now look, you have a product that you can put on that's never been made before, but you have product images that you can use to sell your stuff. Boom. So let's see here. And again, don't remember, if you have existing designs of T-shirts and stuff, make sure you put them on there as well. Here's an example of somebody said, I made 4 sales just from my Gearbubble store. And yeah, really, really cool. And they've been getting more and more. I think they did some changes to the site or something, which is why people have been getting more and more, but it's really pretty cool. So hopefully this has been eye-opening so far. You saw just how to be able to come up with different concepts, how to find winning things, how to see what people are repinning, to see what people are buying, complementary niches, how to come up with different designs. And don't worry, there's more, but like so far I'd love to know if this has been eye-opening for you. You've learned how to get product images, how to create the designs, all that. Hugh, while I get my tea water combination, can you let me know what people are saying?
Yeah. I'm selling some things on Gearbubble already, and I've actually ordered some stuff for like swag and bling for my clients and stuff, and my music clients and stuff. And I want to tell you the quality is ridiculously good on the products from Gearbubble. I mean, like I haven't got all of them, but I've gotten T-shirts and mugs. The mugs are absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. You know why I'm excited to hear that? I don't know if you know, but I actually own the fulfillment center for mugs, posters, and pillowcases.
Oh,
so yeah, we have a lot of pride. Actually, we have so much pride in our mugs that whenever I go traveling, I'll take pictures of like mugs from other places when I'm at a souvenir shop or something, and I'll send it to my production manager, especially if there's a chip or something, and they laugh and laugh like, oh, we're so much better. They really care about the quality.
Right, because believe me, you can get some crap out there. Forgive me.
Yeah.
I was really, really surprised at how good the quality was when I started using Gearbubble.
That's great to hear. Thank you for saying that.
I'm going to give you guys a little screenshot of, I'm going to give you a link, maybe you can show it on your computer, of a mug that I had made. I don't know if you want me to, I don't want to take your time, but...
Yeah. No, go for it. I think that would be really fun.
The
are you putting it in
is...
the chat?
I'm sorry. What?
I'm trying to get this thing. For some reason, my clicker is being so weird. Okay, but you put it in chat?
I'm uploading this in Jing now, and then I'll give you the link. I found that because of the curvation of the mug, the preview image doesn't always show exactly what it looks like. So I actually took a photo of this mug, and I'm just sending that up now so you can see it. It's like a special design that has to look really good if it's going to look good. So let me send it. I'm going to send it to you.
You can. What I'm seeing now is there's a button here that says attendees still on hold. Currently only staff can participate. It's not, obviously doesn't make sense, but I either have to click not now or start broadcast. I'm worried if I hit something, then I might disconnect everybody. So if you want to tell me the URL, I can go click on it, or type it in.
I just put it in the chat box in the question.
Yeah, I can't click anything because that screen is covering it. If I have to either hit not now or hit start broadcast.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so I can either type it in or everyone can just click on their own.
Okay. It's got one of those weird URLs, so I can't even read it. So I'll just send it to everybody if you guys want to click that link and look at my mug that I made on Gear Bubble. It's pretty cool. Anyway,
awesome. I'm actually really excited to see it because I wonder if I made it.
Okay.
Excuse me. Just going to get one more drink of water. Okay.
Anyway, we tried that.
Excuse me.
I don't know if you guys saw the link, but I just sent it to everybody in case you wanted to check that out.
Awesome. Okay, so now we have the products ready to sell, and hopefully you guys want the rest of the system. If so, just type in yes, but I'm going to keep plowing ahead anyway. So I'm going to assume you want them. So basically in a minute here, I'm going to show you the rest of the system. I'm going to show you steps 4 through 7.
Can you get a little closer to the microphone?
Oh, yes. Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So here I'm going to show you steps 4 through 7, and because we only have an hour together, I can't explain everything in depth and give you examples and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain the offer that I have for you. It's called Low Hanging System. And as I do that, I'm going to be teaching you some more, and I'm also going to tell you what the course covers so that we can kill two birds with one stone here. And then I'm also going to walk you through creating an Amazon listing so you see exactly what you can do to get that product up on Amazon. And then, of course, whether or not you decide to invest, you definitely want to pay attention to every word because you're going to learn the rest of the system here. You're going to learn how you can make really consistent income with this.
Did you hear that, guys? You're going to learn the whole thing right now, so better pay attention.
Yes. So you have steps 1 through 3. Find the niche, make the great design, launch on usegearbubble.com. And the next step is to find sales getting keywords so you can get found. Now, excuse me, so we want to figure out what people are searching for, the obvious and the not so obvious. Maybe people are typing in, for example, funny crocheting mug for women. And if we don't know, then we're not going to be able to target those people who are basically saying, like, I'm ready to spend money on a funny crocheting mug for women. So you learn how to do that inside the course. You learn the best tools for automating your keyword research, and then also how many searches per month there are for keywords. So you can grab the best, I say, fruit possible, right? Low-hanging fruits, low-hanging system, and basically everything you need to make sure that you're getting your products in front of as many kind of wallet-in-hand people as possible. Mm-hmm. The next step is to launch your product on Amazon. And the reason why I like to get the keywords before I launch the product is because I don't want to have to go back and edit anything later on. Like I said, I want to simplify this as much as possible. So you figure out the best keywords, and then those are the things that you're going to be putting inside your Amazon title. And what we cover in the course is we go over how you can rank high on Amazon search engine, because sometimes you can just like take a product and put it on Amazon and make sales. Sometimes that happens. And sometimes you also need to do a couple things to rank higher on the Amazon, which is usually the case. Now, it's not difficult. Like I said, when I set up the products I set them up and then I forget it. There's just a couple tweaks that we go over in the course. And we also go over how you can find people who would love to buy discounted products of yours. Let's say you're selling the mugs normally at $14.95. I'll show you where you can sell it for, let's say, $7.95, so that you can start to get more sales, which helps Amazon see people like this mug. I'm going to put it higher in the search engines. I used to use this trick to get more reviews, but Amazon actually just the other day changed it so that you can't do incentivized reviews anymore, but you still have that increased sales velocity, which is extremely helpful. We also go over how to sell personalized mugs. Customers love this feature. There's so many cool things you can do to get people. There's a whole Amazon custom program that you can do where people can put in names that they want on mugs or insert pictures or different things. Oh man, so awesome.
Cool.
This stuff, I'm such a nerd for this stuff. Then we go over how you could set your accounts up the easy way. We have an interview in there with an Amazon expert making $500 a day on Amazon, so she gives lots of tips, how to sell on Amazon as an international seller, simple ways that you can use sponsored ads. I barely honestly know how to use these things, and I make a positive ROI 99% of the time. You can see on the right-hand side of the slide, these are some examples that I've been getting from my spend. The first one you can ignore, it's not mugs, but the second one, I spent $2 to get back $136. Next one, I spent 31 cents to get back $64. Spent 69 cents, got back $59.75. It's really pretty cool, and most of the time, I'm making money on them. So, like I said, it's not that I barely know how to use them, so I just tell you exactly what I do that's making me sales. And then there's a lot more in the Amazon section. I have done some other stuff on Amazon, so I knew more about it. I put more in the course, and I'm actively working on the other sites as well because those also make a lot of money, and they're awesome. So, I'm going to get another sip of water, and then I'm going to show you how you can list your product on Amazon.
That's what I was curious, because I know it's easy to launch on Gearbubble, but I guess there's a little extra. Not extra, but there's some. If you're listing a Gearbubble product on Amazon, right?
Exactly. Yep.
So
and Amazon does not make things easy, and this is what I think prevents a lot of people from doing stuff, because it's just so hard to do stuff with them. So I'm going to show you how you can make it extremely easy. So first, you want to sign up for an account at sellercentral.amazon.com, and it's free. There is an option to pay $40 a month, but you don't need to do it. I think a lot of people get tripped up by this. You can totally list just like this. And then when you log into your account, you're going to go to inventory and then add a product, and you're going to get sent to this screen. My front page has some sensitive information, so I went right there, but that's all you have to do. Inventory, add a product. And then we're going to go to create a new product listing. You just click that, and you search for your product's category. So I just do a search for novelty coffee mug. Actually, I don't really ever do this. I have automated software for this, but just so anyone can see. Then we're going to find the most relevant category, which is this one, coffee mugs. And here we are. So now we are going to put in the product name. So at this point, we would have done the keyword research. But let's say one of the keywords we found is funny, funny for crocheters, whatever. What was this mug? I don't even remember. Needed to do something. Usually I'd have correct formatting, but we'll let that go. Okay. So then we need to identify each product with a UPC code, which we go over in the course how to do. It's very simple, but you just go over here to UPC, paste in your UPC.
So that UPC comes from Gearbubble, right?
No, you have to buy UPCs separately. You can get them. We go over how you can get them very inexpensively.
I bought UPC codes before, so I was just curious where. So you get your own. Okay.
Yeah. And you can get them for pennies a UPC or something.
Sure.
Okay. And then for brand name, we do need to put in a brand name. So this can be really anything. If you could be Don's Designs, Kathy's Creations, whatever. If you have a website, you can say website name, and then just put that in there. You can't do .com. That could be potentially messing up Amazon's terms of service. But website name, that's it. You can skip variations here because I'm just going to give you the most simple version possible. But if you wanted to, you could sell a mug in the black variation and the white variation and the 11 ounce and the 15 ounce. And you could offer all the colors if you wanted, all in one product listing. Then I'm going to click over here where it says I want to ship this item myself to the customer if it sells, because I don't want to buy inventory up front. I don't want to have to risk anything. This is very much, let's see if it sells, and then we'll work on it. So when I click that, the quantity kind of pre-populates, so I'm going to put in 9 a bunch of times because basically I have unlimited inventory. Condition is going to be new, and then my price for this one is going to be $14.95. Quantity, maybe I put in one too many 9s. I'll just erase a bunch. Okay. Now, technically, I could just hit save and finish and be done, but I think that customers need to get images. So let's go back over to Gear Bubble, and I'm just going to open up these images. Super simple. I'm going to open up the front, I'm going to open up the back, and I'm just going to download these images. So let's save it as front. Okay, then we go back over to Amazon. Oops. Excuse me, and then back, and that's it. Save and finish. And now within 15 minutes, that product is going to be live on Amazon.
Yeah,
like, it's super, super easy. Yeah. Of course, when you're doing it the long way, you want to make sure that you have to boost, and like you could have some sales that way, and that does happen. But if you're optimizing, you want to make sure to try and do like a good good description, good search terms, and different things to get as much exposure as possible. With that, in its most simple form, is how you do it. I do have a shameless plug here for my mug launching software, which helps you launch thousands of mugs at once without having to go through all that nonsense. You can pre-populate your UPCs and all this stuff, but there's actually even something more awesome, which I'll explain shortly. Another thing
I've
we
been
cover
thinking about software as you've been going through this. I was going, I could make a software. You've already done it, apparently. So.
Yes, but the thing is, Hugh, this is nuts, this is crazy, that Amazon makes it so outrageously hard to do anything with it. Actually, I've been like profiting from Amazon and their like horrificness with the API stuff for a while. I had, years ago, I did a lot of Kindle, and I had a bunch of Kindle books, and it was extremely hard to format your Kindle books. So I hired someone back in 2010 to make a tool that would format the Kindle books. To this day, I still get like a sale a day. And with this one, this doing the mug lister, I paid thousands and thousands of dollars. I hired like the best people on Upwork to do this, and no one could get it figured out. It's crazy. We finally got it figured out how to do this, but it's not as simple as we'll make this software. It's unbelievable. Like I've worked with a bunch of programmers. I know how to make software. Amazon is not easy. But anyway.
API is different from just making a program, so you have to be able to connect and permissions.
Yeah, and they just don't care. I mean, they do so well, they don't need us little guys, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, so in the course is how to sell personalized mugs. Here's a little screenshot at the bottom from someone saying she just got her second sale for a personalized mug, and we go over exactly how you can do that. Now, I mentioned you can have people upload names, you can upload pictures, you can also do really cool things like insert date here, and then that's the day I retired from my job, or that's the day I married the most amazing man in the world. So many options and things you can do there.
I had one quick question from someone on the call. When you added the new product, you did not put a SKU in, so they were wondering about that.
Yeah, you don't need to. With the automated software, what you need to, and then you can just make up random SKUs. But the only thing when you're listing it on Amazon is just your actual UPC. Okay. Now the next step is to launch on more sites. So you don't need to. You can just do Amazon if you want. But the way I see it, low hanging, right, is it's so simple to take these listings and pop them on more places. And so in the course, we go over how you can push a button and have your Amazon listings imported into all kinds of other marketplaces, eBay, Etsy, Shopify. We also go over the best practices for all those sites. So different things you can do to get higher in the search engines for them. Different sites have different kind of protocols. For example, Etsy, usually you want to use a little bit of a different image than you do on Amazon, and you can charge more on Etsy. We have a video in there. I was actually shopping at a local flea market, which I very rarely do, but I just decided I got the bug to do it one day, and I was walking around, and I met a woman who was selling canvases. And I asked her if she put her stuff up on Etsy, and she said, actually, yeah, I do really well on there. And somehow I convinced her to make us an ad, because she was doing sponsored ads to get a lot of sales. Or so she made us a video showing us exactly what she does. And so that's in there. We also go over a tool, how you can get a lot more feedback on eBay. There's an automated thing that does it for you, and a lot more.
Excellent.
This is actually, yeah, this is a, in the Gear Bubble group, someone says, anyone getting sales without ads? This guy, Benny, said, oh yeah, Low Hanging System by Rachel Rofé. He is actually a major, he does a lot of ads. He's one of the top sellers on Gear Bubble, and he's like so excited. And the reason I put this slide here is because he's been making a ton of sales with his necklaces on Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
You're right next. Actually, one more quick sip of water. Probably not one more, but another one. Okay. Step 7 is to process your orders. At this point, you have been putting products out there. You want to process your orders. And, you know, one thing I forgot to say in the beginning, but this kind of stuck with me for many years, is when I was first starting internet marketing back in 2006. It's crazy. I've been full-time since then. Someone told me that basically the amount of money you make online is in direct proportion to the amount of buy buttons that you have out there, right? The more opportunities that people have to buy your product.
To the amount of what?
Buy buttons that you have out there. Like the amount
exactly.
Yeah.
Buy buttons. There you go.
It's so simple, but it's so true. And
I've always said that too. If you don't have a buy button out there, nobody's going to click it. So.
Yeah, exactly. So when you have your products out there, then you're gonna you're gonna have orders. It's pretty much I mean, I can't guarantee it, but it's pretty much guaranteed. As far as I've actually and I'm sure this might not be the case for all the rest of my life or something, but I don't know one person who has put mugs up that hasn't made at least one sale yet in the course. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool. And then from there, it's optional. You can scale up from there. So if you're making sales on the different sites, then maybe you want to create a site on a Shopify store or something. You don't need to, but you might want to, let's say you're making a lot of sales in one particular niche. Maybe you make a store for that niche. And there you build an email list. You can start to bundle your products and do different things. Mm-hmm. And this is the type of thing people are getting results. This is that same guy, Benny. He talked about how he got 100 orders. He posted that last month. He's gotten a lot more since then. So many people. This person, Kimberly, 11 sales. Marta, 46 sales. Krista, this one says 65 orders from Etsy, 25 from Amazon. I know she's gotten a lot more since then, at least a couple hundred more. Kevin finally joined the 100 sold club. We actually had somebody, I guess September or so. In September, she made $10,000 almost in 2 days with a mug that she had. It was unbelievable. She was featured all over the news and everything with this mug. Wow. And she just, yeah, it was really cool. And that is in no way, I'm not trying to say that's typical, but she applied what I taught her. She says in there, I couldn't have done this without your amazing training, which is very nice to hear. I'm not like saying that to brag, but she just used the things that I told her about how to list on Etsy. And within hours, her mug started getting picked up, and she was on a zillion different places. And the cool thing about this in our group, we have a very supportive group. So I interviewed her. I asked her some questions, and that's in that thread. And then she was doing a bunch of follow-up answers and stuff. And people could ask as many questions as they wanted to understand, which was very, very generous. But that's just the group that we have.
Excellent.
We have... Yeah. Oh, I love this one because I asked someone how many sales she got. She said 36. And then 15 minutes later, she said 37. That tickled me. There's another guy who, he's a friend, so he's been posting, I think, just to, give me some support. But he posted how originally he's been posting his results because there are a lot of people who are getting great results that refuse to tell me how well they're doing. I see their orders coming in, but for some reason they want to be secret. Well, I mean, not for some reason, I get it. But they're more secretive about it. Doug posted, he got, he had a mug that he posted. He got a sale right away. And then he made another post how since then, doing absolutely nothing, he made 7 more sales, which motivated him to do more. Then he put up a mug on Etsy, got a sale in 2 days with only 4 mugs on Etsy. And then he posted again saying that he was making $75 to $100 profit a week through Amazon and Etsy. He only has 35 products up there. And it's just crazy. I mean, that's like you can cover your car payment with that. If you multiply that and put more in, that starts to cover mortgages, and it's passive income. Mm-hmm. The other cool thing about this, by the way, is that sometimes you're selling like one-off, but then also sometimes people buy bulk orders. So you see this one, I sold 50 mugs to one customer, another one sold 18 mugs, another person sold 11. She had actually posted wanting to know if customers could charge back because she didn't understand why she got 11 at once. And Etsy said there's going to be no problem. She was so excited about those 11 sales. And I'm not going to get super, but like another example that someone did was he had a friend that was in a bike club, and he came up with a mug design in less than 10 minutes, which is way more than you even need, but just for fun, he wanted to see what would happen. He sent it to his friend, and then his friend sent it to his friends, and he ended up getting 23 sales really quickly. So that's another. I mean, there's so many possibilities here with what you can do with these mugs, because it's really like you're getting you have an asset in that you're learning how to make these different designs and you're learning how to sell them. I won't go through all of these, but this is just to show you there's all kinds of different people who are making their first sale. Hearthstone on the side said it's his first time making money online. This person said she only has 2 mugs on Amazon. Marion Scales, I guess you can't see my pointer, but made her first mug sale with only 2 on there, and then 2 days later she sold her first Etsy one as well. So, of course, I'm sure you're wondering what your investment is, and I like to be really, I guess, kind of practical. So let me first give you the math on how this works. So for a $14.95 white mug, you basically, and you could charge whatever you want, but if you do $14.95, then you're going to get income when someone buys your product of the $14.95 and then $4.49, which is the Amazon default for shipping, which means you bring in $19.44. You're going to pay Amazon fees of 15%, which is $2.24. You're going to pay a base mug cost for white mugs is $4.95, and then you pay $4.95 shipping, which means you're paying $12.14, which means you're netting $7.30 per mug. And this is just for the basic white mug. If you do the personalized mugs for $30, $40, whatever, it starts to get better. Another sip of water, like a 32-ounce mason jar here, and I just keep finishing it. Okay, so that's the math. Now, in the last 7 days, I pulled another screenshot today. I like to be extremely transparent. You can see here it says October 17th is just the first order that came up, but in the last 7 days with a product named Mug, because I mentioned I have other products on Amazon, I want to be completely transparent. Last 7 days, 200 orders. Wow. So 200 orders. Yeah, with the profit I said of $7.30 per mug, that's $1,460 a week, which is $5,840 a month, which is in something I barely spend any time on, and it's not holiday time. When you look in the Black Friday to Christmas, that's when your sales start to just positively explode. And this is just mugs. I have posters on there, I have pillowcases, I have all types of other things that you can also do through Use Gearbubble. So, and as I said, sales are about to spike. When you start to look at the sale here from Google Trends, when it starts to get up to Christmas, it's just really unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And as I mentioned, that's just the mug. And you could also put a lot more time into this than I do. As I mentioned before, I put it as kind of a fun little side project. Sometimes when I'm winding down to go to bed, I'll just put in some different things. But there are people who are taking it seriously. There's actually a couple of people who are using low-hanging system to fund other businesses or taking their money from that and then putting it into other things.
Nice.
So, excuse me. Yeah. So I feel like if you look at the investment, to be practical, I charged even 1 month of profits. That's $5,840. It's not like a fabricated hype number. That's the actual truth. You saw the screenshot. And that doesn't even include the major spike for Christmas. That would probably be fair, right, to do $5,840. For 1 week's worth of profits, $1,460 would be crazy fair because A, I share everything I know, but B, we have that Facebook group, so even if for some reason you don't understand something, you can ask and you get all the answers that you need. So the investment is not the monthly fee or even half of that or even the weekly fee. It's $297, which is pretty ridiculous. It's one single payment. Everyone has told me that I need to be charging more for this, and I probably should. And you get really awesome bonuses on top of that. Here is how we sweeten the pot and make it even better.
Let me just mention that, guys, she also has this listed at $497, so bringing it down to $297, she's already knocking $200 off of it.
Yeah. And when you start to see the bonuses, like this first one is a real world, like $997 that hundreds of people have paid for, like legit. It's really, I really do need to raise the price. I was kind of last minute today because I was sick, but I've been thinking about it a lot. But bonus number one. So the way that this works is when you get your orders, excuse me, you put them through GearBubble to get fulfilled for you. Now, they have a dropship program that's free for anybody to join, or you can pay to not have to pay extra fees. So if you join the free thing, you basically have to pay an extra $1 on top of your mug. So you would pay $5.95 for a mug if you had the free plan. Or you could pay the other fees, like $97 a month or $27 a month, to not have that dollar per. But I'm going to give you that access to the $97 a month plan for free for a year. And you have that. And they have an annual plan. It's $997 a month, and hundreds of people have paid for that. That's what I was saying. Like I've seen, because the owner of GearBubble is my boyfriend, Donald Wilson, and I've seen the receipts go through his email. This is something that's a crazy awesome value, and you don't have to pay the product fees. You don't have to have product limits, which is one of the things on the membership. And this is something that's been, I know we put in hundreds of thousands of dollars in development costs. It's 14 months of ongoing work. It's bulletproof tested, and it works. It's really fantastic. And there's also another bonus, which is a big deal because no one else even uses this yet, but there's a free Amazon integration, which means that you can start to put your products on GearBubble and click a button and have the products automatically uploaded to Amazon on your behalf. And when someone buys it, the orders automatically go through the dropship system, get fulfilled, the tracking numbers updated. You're done. Like all you need to do is come up with designs, get them on come up with designs. Really, I don't even know why I said get them on Amazon. It's done. So it auto-fulfills. It saves you tons of time. You don't need to hire anybody. And this is something that's also going to either cost $997 annually or $1 an order extra. It's something that you're going to get this in effect in the next few days. We're just putting out the final touches on it. I've tested it a million times. It works fine, but Don wants to, problems sometimes can scale with programming, so we wanted to test and test. But this is a really crazy, awesome deal. You're getting two things that are legit. Like one, legit people paid $97 for, and I'm positive they would pay for this too. Bonus number 3, to make it even crazier, is you also get $50 in credits to your dropship account, which means that in your dropship there's going to be a section, they're going to manually add $50 in there so that your first mugs are free. As in, like, you can use those products to get your initial sales, get reviews. I said we can't do incentivized reviews, which we can't, but you can sell the mug and then reach out to people and ask them to leave you reviews. So you already have no cost on design. You don't have to spend ad costs, and now you have real cost for your first 10 orders. You could also do that. You have your first 5 mugs, and the shipping is free. I mean, it's really cool. We're making it as easy as possible for you to succeed. I mentioned I have the Mug Fulfillment Center, so it's like a win-win because you get the money, you can start getting your mugs, and I get more business. So great. I love win-wins. And to sign up, you can go over to bit.ly.com/ecomhugh. Hugh, if you want to put that in the chat box, that would be great. I'm going to get I'm getting another sip of water. Okay, so let me recap here everything that you get. First, you get the low-hanging system, which is all the different 7 steps that you can learn. I can show you guys. Actually, I'll show you next. Members area walkthrough. You also get case studies, which I haven't even mentioned yet, but there's a few case studies in there. One of them is on how you can get sales from clip art. So you can see the free photos that I use to make countless sales of the mugs, pillowcases, and posters. There's sites where you can get commercial-friendly images, and I show you exactly where to do them and then how you can make sales. Easy pillowcase sales, so how you can very easily sell the pillowcases, take one design, scale it across tons of niches, and how you can double your orders very easily. How to capitalize off of trends. The person who made the $10,000 in 2 days, she was capitalizing off a trend. So there's that. There's the Mother's Day, Father's Day, all types of things. Christmas. Oh my gosh, there's going to be so many sales available when that comes. So you're going to get all of that, plus lifetime access to all the ongoing case studies. I'm actually about to drop another one soon that shows some testing I've been doing for the last couple months, so everyone can kind of learn from my tests. And that basically is like tests on how to rank in Amazon. So different things that I've been doing to see what gets me higher in the search engines the fastest. We also have software. So you saw that beta tool that I was showing you that goes through Amazon and eBay and Etsy. You're going to get access to that tool, and that's something that you could very easily hand off to outsourcers and say, hey, come up with like 6,000 concepts real quick. By the way, you could also say, come up with 6,000 concepts and also make the designs and put them on Gearbubble. And this is the type of work that really anybody could do. It's not skilled at all, and you're just putting out more and more and more buy buttons. I said there's the mug launching tool, but once you have the Amazon integration, which is going to take place in the next couple of days, then you won't even, or be available in the next couple of days, you won't even need to worry about it. But if you want to get started tonight, then go for it. Actually, I did one other presentation for this, and the last time I did it, someone said that by the end of the presentation, she had like 10 designs up and ready. So you could use the tool tonight. Excuse me. There's also a bunch of downloads. So we have mug mockups that no one else has. So we have different things where you can take your picture and put them on top of, let's say, a mockup where someone is holding a mug and smiling, or a mug on a table. Pillowcase mockups. And these just help you get more ways to show off your product. You get promotional checklists to make it sure that you have every step covered for promoting your products. SEO, search engine checklist. It's very simple, but I want everything just laid out as easy as possible for you. Mug description templates. You can just copy and paste mug descriptions right into Amazon so that you don't need to come up with anything. I have sections where it says insert keyword here. We have a holiday guide, so we have a calendar that tells you all the holidays that are coming up for you to capitalize on. And you'd be surprised at how many different holidays you can still make money on. It doesn't have to be just the big ones. I have a mug for Columbus Day. It says, let's celebrate Columbus Day by, something like, let's celebrate Columbus Day by walking into someone's house and pretending we own it. Something like that. And people love it, right? You can do like all kinds of different things like that. Just here, okay. We also have the Facebook group where you can ask questions, celebrate wins, give and get your ongoing support. It's very active in there. People constantly share wins. People share tips that they're doing. Like someone just posted the other day about how he is seeing that he has a lot more, or about 20% of the sales are coming from black mugs, which he was surprised by, and it goes over the price points, and everyone really wants to celebrate each other in there. You also have the bonus, the $997 dropship, the $997 Amazon integration, and the $50 in credits to your dropship account. And there is a guarantee, 100% risk-free guarantee, so you don't really have to risk anything. You get the course, you either like it, which I'm pretty positive you're going to like it, but if you don't, you can get a refund. The guarantee is you get 30 days to put the program to use. If you decide it's not for you, you get a full, no questions asked refund. And given the success other people are having, the fact that it's getting colder for mugs, and we're getting closer and closer to Christmas time, I doubt that you're going to ask for a refund, but it is an option. You're covered. You have that guarantee. So if you want to purchase, head over to bit.ly.com/ecomhugh. I know that Hugh also put it in the chat box.
Yeah, I put it in there. I got a couple of questions coming in.
Great. Yeah, I will certainly answer them.
I don't mean
I'll just show you a couple more things. No, it's fine. So I'll just quickly, show you. I have like 3 more slides or something, but here are a ton of testimonials in the background from people who are making their first sales. There is, and I don't want to say that you're going to get sales immediately, but just to show you a couple of examples, someone said she had her first sale within an hour of posting on Etsy. Another person was the one I talked about before, where he watched the videos late at night, created his campaign in the morning, made his first sale before noon. Suzanne is someone who recently said she sold her first mug yesterday. It was like that day or the day before where she even uploaded her product. I mean, sometimes it happens really, really quickly. Of course, not every time, but there's some really awesome potential. And so, here is a full listing of everything that you get.
That's what Angela wanted to see, everything in one page, what he gets.
Perfect. And if you want to start telling me some, like any of the questions, I'm more than happy to answer. I'm going to pour out some more water here.
You got it.
And we'll go.
Yeah, this is great. I like this a lot. And I'm imagining what I'm going to be doing in the next month is maybe take one day a week, get a bunch of ideas like in a list, of like quotes, and then switch out the niche that I want to market to, and then actually repeat that with a bunch of different niches, and then just put out a ton of mugs and stuff, and then just go do my other stuff and wait. You do that.
Absolutely. I mean, excuse me. Sorry?
You could do that one day a week and then work on other stuff, and you get sales.
You could do it one day a week. You could outsource it. You could do it like I do, and just whenever you feel inspired. I mean, there's so many different things. We have kids doing this. I think I mentioned in the beginning,
Right.
And they're just having such a fun time coming up with different ideas. There's a zillion different ways to approach it.
I think this would be perfect for my wife, who's kind of dabbles in internet marketing, but not like fully committed. But this would be something that she'd have fun doing and make extra money.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
I mean, the thing is, it's fun. Like, I get to feel like a little kid. Sometimes it's creative, and
Right.
you get to laugh a lot and come up with things. Actually, someone was saying that it was like a bonding experience for him and his kids, because when they were coming up with concepts, they were just laughing and laughing together. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was telling you guys when I emailed you, that this is like fun, it's easy, and it's not like, a lot of other more involved SEO type of stuff that you have to do. Just get stuff out there. You got a buy button out there. That's the first step towards people clicking it, sending you money. So just put as many out there as you can. I have another question here from Gainer, who asks, you mentioned that Amazon has personalized mug process. Do you recommend just using GearBubble or do it with Amazon, or are they actually the same thing?
Oh, right. So with the personalized thing, you create you list the mug on Amazon. So let's say it says like name loves volleyball, and then when you order, or when a customer orders, you're going to get something that says name is, let's say, I don't know, Carly. And so then you just go onto your GearBubble website, your URL that you have, and you just enter in Carly, and then you place the order like that. So you kind of have to use both of them, if that makes sense.
Okay, so you would execute that yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one that you will have to do, because the Amazon integration for the personalized won't work since it's a fixed thing, but it's kind of justified when you think about what you can pay. And you could really hire someone for $3 or $4 an hour to just put in your personalized orders for you.
Sure. Well, that's great. I don't have any other questions right now on the board here. Does anybody else have any other questions you want to ask before we call it a night?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh. Okay, thanks, Angelo. He says he's getting in now, so that's great.
Awesome. I hope I'm excited to get to meet you and see you in the Facebook group.
Yeah, right.
And like I said, I promise the videos make more sense than I may have tonight.
Yeah, well, you did great, but there's a lot more for everyone to learn, for sure. Not much, but it's not that hard, but, you want to get all the details so you can get the maximum result, for sure.
Well, and it's just the thing, like really optimizing, right? So when you come up with the product listings, having the search engine optimization, or knowing what sells the best on Etsy, it's just those little fine, like, what are they, the little hinges swing big doors, that kind of thing. It's a lot of hinges. These
are things that you've already worked out so that they don't have to, reinvent the wheel or something. You've already got the answers.
Exactly. And then, of course, like the access to the dropship program, the Amazon integration, I don't even, that's really a mic drop. I don't even need to have the course.
Right.
Because that alone is a crazy deal. And if you end up purchasing, you can ask as many questions as you want in the Facebook group and stuff, so it's not going to be the end of the world.
Absolutely. And if you have anything you'd like to get clarified before you make a decision today, this would be the time. Ryan's saying, Rachel, drink some tea with honey and lemon.
I tried to before I had my throat coat tea, and I put I'm upstairs in my office, and I put my Kindle on top of the tea to try to keep it hot for as long as possible. But unfortunately, it's a little cold now, so after this, I'll definitely be down getting that tea. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I need some.
Well, we really appreciate you, weathering your cold and coming on for us today. with this awesome.
Yeah, it's been great to be here. Thank you for bearing with me, and it's awesome. I really love teaching this stuff. As I said, I really get excited about this kind of thing. It's just the opportunity out there, just so cool.
Yeah. You can make stuff happen if you just work it, and it's like you don't have to work it like 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Just work it a couple hours a week or whatever you feel like, and it'll happen for you. Awesome, Angelo. Yeah, Angelo's in.
Awesome. Thank you, Angelo. I hope you love it.
Yeah. And Ryan, thank you, man. And Ryan says you're a trooper, Rachel.
Oh, thank you so much. I really thought I was saying before, I thought I was on the upswing, but I guess I pushed it too much. I don't usually talk very much, so that's probably what it was.
Yeah, I know how those colds and flus go, like it's time of year for that too.
Seriously, my boyfriend, we were in San Diego last week. We went for his birthday / ecom event, and the entire time we were there, we were on the couch watching The Office on Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah, but womp, womp, womp.
Watching The Office, that's one of my favorites.
I love it. It's so funny.
Dwight.
Yes. Oh, love him and Stanley. Stanley's my guy.
Yeah. All right, so maybe it's about time we bid everyone good night now, or what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. If there's no more questions, then we'll just leave it there. Thank you, everyone, for, like I said, bearing with me and for being here tonight.
Yeah, thanks a lot for coming, guys. And remember, get that special deal. Definitely get on this today. And thanks for everyone who's already done that. We've got quite a few people who have gone on board. I'm looking forward to working this myself. And Rachel, again, thanks so much for weathering the storm and coming on for us today, sharing this awesome information.
It's my pleasure. But hey, can you promise me that you will tell me how you're doing? Because, like I said, nobody wants to tell me how well they're doing, and it drives me crazy because I get so excited to hear everyone's their results.
I know. Well, as soon as somebody gets something that works, they want to keep it a secret, right?
I know, and I want to shout it from the rooftops. I'm so pumped about it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to hurt anybody's sales by talking about your success, but that's just the psychology. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on in the Facebook group myself, learning a lot of stuff in there.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you again. It's been great to be here.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks so much. And everyone else on the call today, thanks so much for being here today. And I hope you're as inspired as I am about this. I know a lot of you are, and others maybe weren't paying attention. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you again on the next one. Okay? All right. God bless and good night, everyone.